Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the KDL. As always, I am Poseidon, and I am joined by my lovely ADC Dilly. Dilly, how are you doing on this amazing Monday evening?
Doing pretty good, Poseidon. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm chilling. Glad to be here for the KDL. Let me just say, that champion theme is my favorite. I don't know if you guys have noticed, um, but most of the time I stream and put on music. I like listening to the Pantheon theme because that shit's pretty pog.
It's a banger.
That's just my opinion. If anybody else has a differing opinion, that's fine. Also, MVP of last game, Garen. So congratulations to the World Enders top. Hopefully he can pull it back for this game on that insane Garen pick with the early Zeal buy. But right now we're just waiting on a couple people from both of the teams to get back, and then once they're back, we are going to get into game. Um, but in any case, I hope everyone is having a great Monday. We're closing in on the end of the season. Every team probably has like 1 to 2 games left. World Enders about to play the Akatsuki. Akatsuki has this game, and then the game against Dab Nation after this. And then they have their game against GME probably in the next week. So it'll be interesting to see how those go. Dilly, are there any matchups left that you are most excited for?
I believe does World Ender still have to play Jujutsu Tech? I think that should be a good game.
That could be an interesting game. I don't know. I don't know if they've played or not, but that would be an interesting game. Jujutsu Tech obviously uh, playing pretty well recently, getting a couple games against some of the bottom teams. But hey, you gotta beat the teams that
They got
you
a
go
game against
against.
ABD next, and I don't
Hmm.
know. They're looking pretty good lately.
Yes, that game looking forward to that one. Who the owl? I'm coming for you. But in any case, as it turns out, some people are getting some SAT help right now. For those of you who don't know what the SAT is, because they're talking about it in chat, the SAT is the American like entrance exam into college, basically. Um, there's the SAT and the ACT, which are both scored in completely different ways. So the SAT, I think they changed it. I think it's scored out of 1800 now, whereas the ACT I think is scored to like 35. Sunkston chat saying ACT greater than SAT. It probably is, but in your time, people didn't really accept the ACT since you're so old. It's getting more and more accepted now, but the SAT was usually the end all be all for college entrance exams, but now it's different. The SAT though it has a section on reading comprehension, math, I think like vocab, and there used to be an essay question on it. Yes, there is no writing anymore. No, but there's reading comprehension is what I'm saying. There's no writing, but there used to be an essay section. That's why I was out of 2400, but they got rid of it. Each section is like 600 points basically. So that's why it's out of 1800. You got the gist, Stilly?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Uh huh.
Numbers, letters, all that stuff.
Yes. Also, if chat has any questions while we're waiting to get into this game, oh, it looks like one side is ready. Oh, never mind. No questions needed. We're in game, or not in game. We're in champ select, of course. Hey, look at that! Bang, movie magic. So we're in champ select. Akatsuki on the blue side. World Enders on the red side. What bands do you think you'll see coming out of the side of the Akatsuki here, Dilly?
Well, Might see a Garen ban, considering how that went last game. If Akatsuki was watching, which they probably were.
Yep,
Yep,
there's the Garen ban.
there it is.
To start off. Are they re-adding the essay part? I'm not entirely sure. I don't care. I'm not going to college. Viego banned. Tarim has played Viego. Viego being a pretty good jungler right now. Another jungler that Tarim plays a lot, though, is Graves. Graves getting 2 AD this patch, actually boosting his win rate by 2%. So we might see him pull it out. But it'll be interesting to see whether or not World Enders even decides to ban it. As we are seeing mainly jungle priority here from both sides in these bans.
It'll be interesting to see if they leave the Nocturne up on red side. It's pretty much been pick or ban the entire KDL thus far.
Yeah, I think mainly people are attesting that to how good Stridebreaker was last patch. I think with it being nerfed, he's sort of down to a pretty reasonable level in terms of junglers, pretty mid-tier jungler. But still definitely pickable, as we just see more jungle bans. The Riven Respect ban for Exoria. Exoria, well known for his Riven, has played it, I think, twice this season already.
I think he played it in the first 2 games of the season, yeah.
Yes. We see Rengar banned. World Ender sort of seems the most comfortable when they have that Rengar, pairing the Rengar with long-range mage, whether that be Xerath, Lux, possibly Ziggs. You haven't seen him pulling out, but they've been doing that a lot. As we see the Thresh ban, Thresh Respect ban for Stu. Stu most likely gonna pick Alistar then, but you know, who's to say?
He could bust out Thorcon.
As we see the Aurelia first pick. Aurelia getting some changes on this patch. TLDR on that. She has 1 less stack of her passive. And her Q is a little slower. But they like buffed the W damage reduction. It's physical and magic again. So, be interesting to see whether or not that's mid or top.
And we see the set on the side of World Enders. That's been a pretty popular pick for their mid laner, is he? I think he's played it a couple times now. It's also been banned out from him a few games since then, so.
Yeah, and I mean, it could very easily... I mean, Tanner doesn't play Aurelia, but, you know, he could pull it out if he's trying to ego. Set, you know, could also go top lane, but yeah, Issy has played it more. As we see the Volibear coming out. So far, pretty safe engage right now from the side of World Enders. Just a straight run at you comp. It'll be interesting to see what champs they decide to pair that with. As we see Akatsuki now trying to lock in their bans.
Yeah, and that Volibear, it could go top or jungle as well. So they're still flexing these picks on the side of World Enders.
For sure. Could go either way.
We get the Silas on the side of Akatsuki. And looks like it's going to be the Graves, unless they change their mind.
I'm telling you, he likes Graves. Wouldn't be surprised if he pulled it out. Would be interesting. Wouldn't have a lot of engage. The Xin makes a little more sense. Zach also. But we'll have to see. Yeah, he's just going to pick Graves. He's just baiting us. Alright, Graves coming out for Tarim. One of his more comfort picks overall, I'd say. And we're probably going to see Tanner on the Silas and Exoria on the Aurelia.
Definitely the most likely scenario.
See Gwen being hovered right here. Gwen seems like a very interesting matchup into Aurelia. I haven't seen it very often. But I'd assume it's probably Gwen favored, since it's going to be hard to land the E-stun when Gwen becomes immune.
Yeah. Now, if I'm the side of World Enders, I'm banning Alistar here.
Oh, for sure, I ban Alistar. It's one of Stu's most comfort picks on support. I don't know what else he'd play. Possibly Rakan. But
the Alistar fills the role of frontline and engage. So two things that they're kind of lacking on the side of the Akatsuki right now. Aurelia and Silas are going to be on the front line, but they aren't the tanky champions that are just going to soak up damage.
Mm-hmm. For sure. As I'm getting... It is a turn match. Getting messages from all the cool kids on League as this game's going on. But this is a real match. As we see the Ezreal ban, really surprised because I feel like we're just gonna see Alistar come out.
I agree, and I think that Code just has a champion Ocean, and it's kind of hard to ban him out. He has so many picks that he can do well on.
Yes, I would agree. I'd also say wouldn't be surprised to see Code go for a more utility ADC. Some of them coming back into prevalence with Varus obviously still being played a little bit. Ashe showing up a little more often nowadays in the bot lane. Or they could just all go damage, but hopefully the side of World Enders has a counter for this Alistar pick that's most likely going to be coming out. So we're probably going to see the ADC pick here, so they can leave. Oh, nope, never mind. They're just going to go for Leona.
I was going to mention, I had a feeling that Code was going to pick Vayne here. It looks like a pretty good game for Vayne, looking at the champions on World Enders.
Yeah, not the best engage from the side of World Enders. You know, a lot of it just straight running at you with Set and Volibear. Gonna need to get some pretty good ganks with flanks, rather, from the Leona, Volibear, or the Set, as we do see the Vayne locked in. So I'm like 100% sure Stu is gonna pick Alistar here. Do you think he could pick anything else?
I think Alistar just fits the comp the best here. He's hovering the both of them, but I'm pretty sure he's going to lock in the Alistar. I have not seen him play the Braum. He's certainly not going to pick Seraphine here.
I would be shocked if he picked Seraphine.
Yeah, and there's the Alistar.
There's the Alistar. What else is new? Welcome to the KDL. Stu plays Thresh and Alistar. Maybe you should try to ban some stuff to see if he can play anything else. Anyway, as we're gonna see, what do we think the final pick here is gonna be? Could be like a hyperscaling thing. Could be a Jinx. Maybe a Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa Leona's not too bad.
That's gonna be a placeholder.
All right, that's a placeholder for something, right? What is that? What is that champion actually? Amumu is Samira. So Samira. Not Amumu ADC. Don't worry.
I had an Amumu with Kraken Slayer in one of my solo queue games the other week. I don't know, he kind of popped off on my top laner.
Yeah, I mean, that's because you're gold.
Yeah, I know.
Anything can happen in gold. Anything works in gold. Someone said they predict Ziggs. Well, you're wrong, sadly. It's completely not Ziggs. I don't know what's going on. They must have gotten out of order or something. As we're gonna see, the Samira Leona versus the Vayne Alistar. I don't know how that lane goes. I honestly want to say it's almost Vayne favored, just because it's very hard to engage onto Alistar.
Well, they have so much disengage for the Samira all-in as well.
Mm-hmm.
On top of like the Leona, like Condemn, Pulverize, Headbutt, and they're out of there.
As we are getting back into champion selects, most likely going to see an ABDXD banned out. We'll have to wait and see.
I'd be disappointed if there wasn't.
I would really be disappointed as we see the Bard. Here we go. What D champion? What D champion? Everyone vote in chat right now. Is it Darius? I think it's Darius. There you go. I'm just too smart. Too 5-head for these peasants. Let's see. What do we think?
What do we think of what?
What do we think the next two bans are going to be for X and D?
Xerath.
Was it Xerath and something else?
What's another D champion?
DA.
Dr. Mundo.
Yeah, Dr. Mundo
Diana.
maybe. Diana probably is the next one on the list.
Draven
yeah.
out.
Nope, Draven. Never mind. Oh, you think the D champion's gonna be D's nuts? That's interesting. Mods, can we ban Sungsta from the stream, please? As now we
Get him out of
finally get
here.
as we finally get the full team comps from both teams on the side on both sides here. What is your opinion? Who do you think's got the draft right now, Dilly?
I like the side of Akatsuki a lot more here.
Hmm.
I think they have solid engage with the Alistar, Silas, Irelia. Um, yeah, I'm liking the side of Akatsuki a lot more here. I think the bot lane is very heavily Akatsuki favored, uh, which you get Code ahead. You have a pretty good chance of winning the
Yeah,
game,
it's
especially when
just
he's on Vayne. We've been on the receiving end of that a couple times
hmm
now.
it's just surprising to me because I, Stu has played Pike this season, so I'll give him that. But even going into last season, if you look at Stu's champion, like his OPGG and stuff, his two most played champions, the champions that he's probably most comfortable on, the champions that he's played the best on in KDL, are probably his Thresh and his Alistar. And
I would
you
say it's
know
Lulu
that
as
the
well.
side of the Akatsuki is lacking engage when they go Graves, Silas, Aurelia. So it's sorta befuddling to me that they would just let them go
Well,
for the
they
Alistar and not ban it out.
they disrespected Stu, so we're gonna see if Stu can throw that back in their face here.
And instead they decided to go for two ADC bans. They went for what was it, Ezreal and
Tristana.
Tristana, yes. Which I mean, sure, Code can play those, but Code doesn't really do that much worse or that much better on certain ADCs. He's just been playing Ezreal because he's been the best.
Yeah,
Who
everybody's
keeps
been playing
messaging
Israel.
me? Jesus Christ. Oh, stop opening the messages on stream. Well, what if people want to see my chats? Sorry about that. As we're probably just gonna wait here for another minute 30. People probably just don't want to keep listening to that same spectator delay song. So, if anyone in chat has any lore questions, now would be the time. About any champion in game, if you're a little confused about them, we're here. Me and Dilly, lore experts.
No, 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 no.
Dilly specifically the lore expert, especially on Ixtal, any Ixtal champion. Silver Scrapes, no, this is not game 5 of a series. Okay, if you don't want me to open my messages, why are you the one that keeps messaging me? Crimson said shout out to his kitten Penelope.
Yo, you can't say that about Penelope, man. Not with Poseidon. You realize you just said that too, Crim?
What am I supposed to do when I see them?
Just not
You
click
were
on it.
the just by for the record, you were one of the ones who sent me one. So I would have had to open it to see you tell me to stop opening them.
He probably knew you were going to open it though because you've been opening them.
Well, I am. You wanna? Okay, let's see it. There's 4 now. Okay, no, 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 no. Okay, you guys not opening them anymore. Is Fish Friends 98 Fishy 1?
Yes, that is fishy.
Okay. 1 plus 98 is 99. You're 1 away from 100. As we are now going to be loading into this game, I will transition the screen in 1 second. As the game just finally started loading onto my computer. Did I like your message? Yeah, your guys' message has been great. The chat interaction has been excellent today. As we see both teams now getting into game here, gonna zoom out a little. Fantastic. As the game is paused. Nice. Love that. Love a good pause to start off the game. Now I'm gonna look at these chats now that now that the stream is over. Crimson wants me to marry him. How romantic. Let's see. What's going on? Oh, Tanner is in the bathroom. Glad to hear it. So, once again, the game has not started yet. I did see Prestige Edition Dragon set, Obsidian set, so good for them. And I just saw base Project Silas, so not the best skin for Tanner. A little disappointing there. But yeah, what lane are you most interested in looking forward to this game, Dilly? As we wait
As
on this
a
pause.
as a bot laner, I'm always interested in the bot lane and seeing how that goes, and seeing if I can correctly predict how matchups are gonna go, how things are gonna play out. So I'm interested to see how this all-in bot lane on the side of World Enders deals with the Vayne Condemn and the Alistar CC.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to really use that Blade World on the side of Samira pretty effectively to not get condemned. Because if you get hit by condemn in that matchup, it's pretty Vayne favored. I feel like for the most part.
Yeah, even if she just knocks you away, then you're out of the fight now. You're not on top of her anymore. You're not on top of the carries, and that's not where Samira wants to be.
Definitely not. Definitely not where Samira would want to be. As Tanner did just message in the chat, my stomach, bro. So I think he's back, but you know, not really back. So we're still in pause. His tummy hurted. It's okay. What the hell is going on here? Wow, people are
They're
getting a
just
little
they're
upset.
just bantering.
Yeah, it's just some witty banner. As we're still in this pause. Uh,
True
man.
fishy. Tanner did boop himself over a KDL game.
Yeah, right. Right now, It is currently happening. If anyone's interested, the All-Star Home Run Derby's happening, so go watch that right now. Hometown New York Met, Pete Alonso's in it. And for all you people that like Asian culture, there is a Japanese baseball player playing, Shohei Ohtani, who's already hit 33 home runs by the All-Star break and has 70 RBI. The kid's a beast overall. So, if any of you are interested in that, could totally put that on while you're waiting for this KDL game to start, because it is happening. One side said they're ready, but the game has yet to be unpaused. Also, why not talk about baseball? There's nothing else to talk about right now. We're waiting for the game to start. Oh my god! It has been unpaused. The game is live. It would appear World Enders is looking for a bot side invade. It'd be interesting to see. Code is walking that direction, and so is Stu. Maybe they can catch him out.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see here if they get anything done with this invade. Koski's just lining up
See
across
them
the
hugging the
map.
wall. Stu said this last game this happens. Oh, as the flashing, everybody's flashing, and the exhaust on Code, first blood.
If there's one thing I've learned from Sneaky, it's that ADC, like if you're blue side, you do not own that tri-bush. That is the enemy team's tri-bush. You can't sit in it, because if they just walk in, that's what happens.
Really good, though, to get that onto Samira. Definitely going to be able to help that lane out. The only sad part is that Volibear did have to start Q and had to end this flash. So the jungle clear is going to be hurt. As someone who plays a bit of Volibear jungle himself, you usually take that level 3. So it is going to be hard for him to clear starting Q. gonna be less healthy. Um, mods, can we ban Baru from the chat, please? Talking about Tanner, being a little interesting there. As you see, both sides are starting red. It was warded by Exoria though, so they do know that Volibear started this red side. The side of World Enders probably also knows that Graves started red side. Graves going for a full clear. Volibear most likely going to start moving down instead of going up to his Krugs unless he's going to be ganking that Aurelia.
Yeah, likely see the path down towards the bot side scuttle. They'll probably just shake hands, trade scuttles as Volley moves towards his wolves.
Good dodge on the flawless duet there by the Gwen. During that trade, Exoria, getting level 2 first. A little bit of a rough state right now for Gwen, getting shoved in as both sides hit level 2. Leona's going to get knocked back into the turret, though. The heal comes out. Condemn is still in turret range. That is not what you particularly want to do on Leona, especially when you don't have flash.
Yep, that was really good timing on level 2 from Stu there as well. Came just in time to get the pulverized headbutt under tower.
As we see the rest of the lanes starting out pretty even right now. Volibear most likely going to get this bot scuttle. Graves going to get this top scuttle as there's trading happening in mid lane. This is most likely Sylas favored. It depends on whether or not you can really get the true damage from Haymaker on the side of Set. But with Abscond and Abduct from Sylas could be pretty hard, as we do see the gank coming in here. Alistar is going to have to flash a good condemn, but Alistar already spending the flash. Headbutting the Samira back into the turret, though. The Sky Splitter will land. Ooh, and both of them barely get out. The Samira is also 1 pixel.
That tower shot almost just ended it all for Samira. That was
tower
so
shot
close.
did like half his health.
I know. I was not expecting that at all. Incredibly lucky to live there.
Really well played though by. Oh, Haymaker will land for the true damage, but pretty chunked there on the side of Issy mid. Might have to recall. But with Set passive and Sylas having pretty low mana, probably won't see him recall. Nice to see Code rocking the new Vayne skin though.
It gets a plus 5 AD bonus at the start of the game because it's a new skin.
I've seen it before. So you see Stu channeling his Hex Flash, is going to headbutt the Samira. The Blade Whirl comes early. She dashes out, uses the Q, is stacking that passive. The Silver Bolts is coming out, the Condemn comes out. Code is 1 HP, flashes away with no mana. Can barely not complete that kill on the side of World Enders. Pretty tragic. If he had Blade Whirled the Condemn, Code most likely going down there, but really good so far from the side of World Enders, having a lot of priority in this bot lane, especially with the jungler spending a lot of time down here, getting the first blood for the Samira, has been very beneficial.
Yep, other than a misplay at level 2, they've been doing pretty solid down there.
As we see a little bit of farm discrepancies happening around the map. Volibear is hanging around the mid lane. Volibear most likely going for this Sunder build, as we do see Tarim is going to be going for that Eclipse build on the Graves.
Zoria also opted for the second Dorn's Blade. Haven't seen that in a while.
Interesting to see as Abscond Duck does hit. Haymaker lands for normal damage. As you see a fight happening top lane, all the snips miss. Exoria has his passive stacked. Oh, more snips coming out. Both of them having the flash. Really well played on the side of World Enders, getting the flash out there, now having the priority. Might be able to hit level 6 first and be able to secure the kill up top. Can I please? Oh, we saw flash. Man.
This is why you don't touch direct to camera at the side.
Direct to camera has trolled me. I wanted to see the top lane level 6, but it turns out the mid lane level 6 was going to be better. As Tarim is here to collect this wave, but a really good solo kill on the side of Issy, taking advantage of the fact that Tanner probably just hasn't had to 1v1 fight anyone this whole season. So isn't used to someone trying to 1v1 him.
Valid point,
He stole the showstopper there, but still just in the W. as we do see Volibear take that dragon with Silas dead, now going to clear this pink ward down bot lane, as Stu tries to headbutt him away, but doesn't do anything. Volibear using the Thundering Smash to run away. Just exerting a lot of pressure bot side. The issue, it's hard for them now to get up to this wave. Would like to see the side of World Enders freeze this wave to force Code and Stu up, as both of them still without their flashes. Leona now having her flash, almost having the ability to use that exhaust again. Would really like to see them freeze, but we do see Tarim going for this red steal. As we do see the flash come out, Tarim is going to get showstoppered away. The flash out over the blast cone. Well played by Tarim. Seems a bit excessive though, just to steal red bud, but did get the set and Gwen ultimate. So overall, trade a flash, gets the red buff for 2 ults for right now. But once those ults come back, he won't be able to do the same play.
CS looking pretty even in the bot lane here. Bit of a discrepancy in the top lane. Jungle's starting to open up about a 20 CS lead. You know, CS leads on the side of Akatsuki in top jungle. But the other lanes are holding pretty steady.
Yeah, you know, this Volibear's been trying to exert a lot of pressure in the bot lane. So hasn't spent a whole time clearing his jungle, but you know, Tarim not really influencing any lane yet. Has basically just been full clearing. As we do see Gwen pushing this really large wave to Ixoria. Ixoria most likely going to be up like 10, 15 CS after he cleans that whole thing up. Looking pretty bad top. Ixoria with his ult. Gwen still not with her ult after using it against the Graves. That's a good dodge on that flawless duet, as we do see Ixoria Q in. Might see him go for the Vanguard's edge here. Goes for the ult, but Gwen is immune. Was he not in the Gwen W there?
It was very close. Gwen dashed at the exact same time. He may have just been barely outside of it.
Did he pull the W away from him? Is that sort of what happened there?
Yes, yeah. He didn't. The W hadn't moved yet, so once Gwen dashed, it went with her.
Wow.
And it must have just barely been out, because it looked like he was within it on my, and like what I could see as well.
Yeah, it looked like he was in it. As we do see the Haymaker coming out here, landing the true damage onto Tarim. Tarim flashing that he is Mastery 4 on this champion. Don't know if you want to tell the lane opponent that you're Mastery 4 on Silas. So we see Volibear running in. I don't know if he's going to try for a dive. He does have the ult to disable the turret here.
Code
we might
did
see
just hit 6.
Code did just hit 6. They are
Looks like
just
they're
backing off the turret. They're not going to get it, but I guess they're going for 2 plates. Oh, they are going to go for the dive on Code, as everybody flashes in, exhaust on Code, but he is just completely one-shot. Oh my god. Just really well played, just being a little too greedy for those minions on the side of the Akatsuki. As we do see more fighting in the top lane. The needlework is coming out on the Gwen. Does force that ult, Ixoria does. Snip Snip goes wide. He is going to have to back up off of that, but, you know, really well played on that dive on the side of World Enders. Using the Leona Zenith blade, not even having to use her ult. Everyone using their flashes effectively, not even having to use flash on 2 people. And getting, once again, some more kills for the Samira. You know, we said this bot lane might go forward, but, you know, they've been showing a lot of attention bot and just showing that Vayne is susceptible to being shoved in and dove. And that's exactly what they've been doing this game.
Yeah, no, with the added pressure from Volibear, they've been able to make it work this game for sure. On top of the now 30 CS gap in top lane, though, he also has 2 plates on top of that. So it's the gold differential top lane is probably massive right now. I imagine Ixoria is sitting on a lot of gold here.
I would not be surprised if he went back and almost full bought his Blade of the King. Which I think is what he's going first item, but who's to say?
Into this team, it would make a lot of sense. They're very tanky.
So you see the Zenith Blade land, the Pulverize comes out too, condemns the Samira away, Silver Bolts will proc. Just some normal trading in bot lane. Flash still on Vayne, and Flash on Alistar, both going to have access to their ults here. Same on the side of World Enders. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not they go for this, as we do see Tarim and the jungler on the side of World Enders pathing down here. might see a 3v3. We have TPs on both top laners, not on the mids. So might see a 4v4 as well if this gets a little hectic. Stu is looking for a headbutt over in. As Tarim is behind him, the Zenith Blade in. We're going to see the fight. The flash onto Code. Code is 1 HP. Flashes out though, as we do see the kill come out on Samir. We see TPs on both sides, but the TP for Gwen is a little late. Zori gets there early, does get the kill. Now it's a 3v3. The Vanguard's end does land. We do see the Samir ult coming out. Double kill for Exoria right now, as we see him going in, gets the triple kill. Issy comes down, good flash in, cleans up that kill. Showstopper trying to get out, but right now it looks like a win on the side of the Akatsuki, as there are 2 people left on both sides, but Gwen most likely going to end up going down here. But she is surviving for a long time, but it will be an ace for the Akatsuki right here. Both mids coming down. But sort of just came down to the fact that Gwen TP'd just a little late, and they had to dive too deep for that Code kill. You know, Code flashing away, having to get the Samira and the Volibear to flash on him, sort of opened it up for the Aurelia, who's now 3-1. As we do see the dragon is started by Tarim here, but World Enders is here. We'll try to stop this. The Sky Splitter comes in. He uses the quick draw already. Doesn't have the quick draw to get out of the dragon pit, as we do see him flash out. A smite comes out early. I'm pretty sure that was the side of Tarim. Tarim very oddly goes back in and smites very early for that dragon.
Yeah, he was going for the steal. Didn't get it that time, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just seems a little weird to go for since it's second dragon. I guess you do want an infernal dragon on the side of the Akatsuki since everyone does so much damage. But I just don't know if it's really worth dying for. You know, maybe he thought his team was coming around to assist him. But you know, Tanner and Exoria did have to back after that bot lane fight. Or Tanner did. Exoria died. My apologies. Tarim was the other one alive, and he went straight to Dragon. Tanner having to go back. The death timers just being a little shorter on the side of World Enders being able to get back for that Dragon. Just a little greedy on the side of Tarim there at the end of a pretty good fight.
Yeah, Volibear was really low there too, though. He was probably thinking, okay, I can get in there, kill Volibear really quickly, and then finish the Dragon, and even if I die, then it's worth. And in that case, I would say it's worth. But...
yeah, just a little misplayed on the side of Tarim. Did get the Volibear pretty low, but not able to clean up the kill. As we see, things are slowing down a little. Akatsuki now up 800 gold, almost 1,000 gold, most likely just from the gap in this top lane. Gwen sitting on a Bramble Vest and parts to a Leeching Leer, and Exoria having a complete Blade of the Rune King. Gwen definitely just does not win this matchup anymore.
Gwen did a lot better there than I thought she would, though.
That's true. If it was even items, Exoria might not be able to go for that, but with Exoria just being so far ahead from that bot lane fight, it's a little tough for the Gwen to fight. And good dodges on the snip from Exoria. Yeah, just making sure he wasn't taking the true damage from that ability. So you see more training in mid lane. Tanner is up a level now on the set here. As the Everfrost comes out, Ibshan comes out as well.
Nice usage of the Everfrost there to get some extra damage down.
Tarim is bot lane, but once again, Volibear is here. We might see another 3v3. Stu is going in. The Zenith Blade onto Tarim. They're going to try to force and one-shot Tarim. Tarim is very low. The Thunder Smash Splitter will clean that up, but now we have the TP from Tanner. As this fight looks like it is going to be a wash, where you're going to see all the World Enders members most likely die here, as Tanner did steal that Stormbringer from the Volibear. Sky Splitter to slow down Stu, might be able to get out, but Tanner is chasing him from the river. Does have access to Abscond Abduct. The flash, good dodge on the Everfrost, but still ends up dying. Tanner now on a rampage.
Yeah, unfortunate series of events there for World Enders on the bot side. They thought they were going to make the play, but the play was made on them before they could make it.
I do like what they're doing on the side of World Enders, though. They are playing this game. They're playing gritty. They are showing up to these fights. The Haymaker does land, but Exoria is here, does have access to just his stun, actually. Flawless Duet does come out, stuns the set, and just a pretty clean kill overall on the side the Akatsuki. Both solo lanes just being very far ahead of their opponents now. Exoria almost done with his Divine Thunder, and now Tanner having the Seeker's Arm Guard as well as the Everfrost. You know, just being almost Exoria almost being a whole item up on the Gwen, and then Tanner being up a half item on the set.
Yeah, it's going to make these team fights really difficult, and that's what both teams want to do here, is they want to team fight with the comps that they picked.
That's for sure. But there is definitely a lot more threats on the side of the Akatsuki right now, as 3 of their members are, you know, Vayne obviously a little farther behind the Samira, but still hanging in there. And if you leave Vayne alone for a fight, she will just kill you. So, you know, always have to be careful of that. But, you know, with everyone else also just being a pretty big damage threat, it is hard to find an opportunity to go for these. As we do see the Vanguard Zed come out, Exoria does have access to that full, complete passive. As he is now just autoing Gwen to death, just really well played. Not even needing the stun anymore to kill this Gwen. Gwen just being so far behind now. Will probably not be able to 1v1 Exoria for the rest of the game.
Not unless it goes 60 minutes.
Maybe it's 60 minutes.
Maybe.
As we do see the dragon spawning. With Gwen dead, most likely just going to have to give this up. Alistar just exerting too much pressure in the river.
Exoria also still has TP up, so if for any reason they did try to contest that, he can always TP behind them.
Exoria just really showing off the new Aurelia to full effect. Just really being able to take these 1v1s and take complete control of this side lane. Not really needing the help of Tarim at all, just winning straight up 1v1s against the Gwen.
Yeah, the fights were pretty even early on, but he got that triple kill bot lane with the TP when the classic 2v2 in bot lane. And ever since then, he's just been rolling the top lane. As we see Tarim dropping the Herald, and they're fighting.
That was a really well played as the Sky Splitter comes out, everybody flashing in to get that. We are going to see the Samira pop her ult, but does get canceled by Stu, but instantly kills Tanner there. Just really well played, you know, just not expecting the Volibear to be over the wall. Everybody flashing in on those kills, you know, gets the shutdown onto Tanner and then also gets the kill on Tarim. As we do see another engage coming out, Vayne having the flash and ult out, but Exoria is here. Exoria having the flawless duet does stun the Volibear as a huge Kraken Slayer proc comes out. Gwen is here using the needlework, doing a lot of damage. Might be able to clean up this Vayne or Stu, but just not able to right now. As we do see, Samira does have her ult, but it doesn't matter as they clean up this fight. The Aurelia just staying around for so long, and Code just being able to kite that out too. Just a little over aggressive on the side of the World Enders.
Yeah, Aurelia was able to tank so much damage there and just heal so much at the same time. A really good fight by World Enders. It's just the gold differential in the top lane is just that large that their fights have to be absolutely perfect if they want to win them.
Yeah, and you know, since everybody had to flash on Tanner and Tarim in mid lane, not having the access to those abilities, as we see Tarim explaining the fact that they all flashed on him. Okay, everybody getting a little upset in the chat over there. Maybe we should chill out. But we do see... But we do see that Tarim did get flashed on, so they just didn't have access to those flashes to convert the Vayne kill, as we did see her use the final hour, tumble, and then flash out, you know, just not being able to stick on her once she went invisible.
Yeah, expanding all of them. Really, you know, it looked good at the start, but then once the fight kept dragging on and on, it did not look so good for them after that.
As we do see now that that 1K gold lead 5 minutes ago is now almost bloomed to a 7,000 gold lead, with Exoria just being so far ahead of Gwen. Gwen not even having her mythic done. Him almost being complete on 3 items, you know, just a just a little bit behind, being a little far away from the Sterix gauge there.
Yeah, Definitely a bit of a gold differential. A lot of it too is just sitting in the towers that they've taken. Towers are 5-1 for the side of Akatsuki right now, and those tier 2 towers that they have mid lane and top lane, those give a lot of extra gold as of I think the last patch or the patch
Yes,
before.
they buffed it this patch. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
As we do see a crab emote come out from Code. Code not having the best game, you know, being focused pretty hard, but still doing a lot. Now being a 450 gold shutdown. You know, it just really comes down to Exoria here. As we see the Flawless Duet come out, does dodge the Solar Flare. We see the Vanguard's Edge. Might not be able to do a 3v1. Tries his best, but Gwen does get the shutdown, very importantly, on the side of World Enders. As a fight was happening somewhere else, Code and Samira are both dead. I think Samira was able to get the shutdown, but we do see the fight continuing. Once again, World Enders just pushing their luck a little too much. You know, it's just getting kills on Code and Exoria, getting those shutdowns was really good, but now, you know, just pushing a little too far. Did get an extra 1,000 gold.
Yeah, I definitely think that World Enders comes out net positive there. As Akatsuki's starting the Baron though.
Yeah, we do see them starting the Baron. No one is around. Akatsuki doesn't have the fastest Baron take without the Bane, as Set is going to be here. It is mainly just on Tarim right now for this damage. As Set doesn't even check it. Oh. I guess they didn't think that they would do it, but they do go for it. A clean Baron for Akatsuki. Most likely going to end up giving this Dragon, though. As we see, yeah, both of them are starting their recalls now. So it looks like they're just going to give it up. Exoria may just try for a steal with her W. Yeah, not happening. But they do get the Dragon. They are on Soul Point. If they could stave off this Baron and then wait for the Dragon in 5 minutes and get it, Ocean Soul might be their only out in this game right now.
Definitely helps them a lot. They're a very beefy team, and these fights have been lasting a long time. So Ocean Soul definitely help them a lot here if they can get it.
As we see the Akatsuki splitting up right now. Code and Stu and Tarim in the bot river. Exoria and Tanner in this top river. Tarim now going back, even though he definitely should have recalled after the Dragon. Does go for the Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver makes sense with how tanky the side of World Enders in. You know, 4 people most likely going to be having armor or stacking armor of some sort. So a good buy from him.
Serpent's Fang might have also been a pretty good buy here for him too.
Yeah, Serpent's Fang is reasonable, as we do see Code does pop the final hour, is getting the set flash, as they are most likely going to get this bot inner turret, or this bot tier 2 turret. Going to be pressuring the inhib turret as well. But no flash on Set, but the Vayne ult was used. So there is an opening here for the Solar Flare, for the Volibear engage. Both of them having their flashes. You know, I think the Akatsuki realized this and back off this push. Just a little too spooky with Code just having the flash and not having access to that visibility. So they do push out this mid lane. And are now just basically taking over the World Enders jungle, ballooning this gold almost to a 9k gold lead now. But still good on the side of World Enders. It hasn't gotten much worse since once they took the Baron. And if they can keep all their inhib turrets alive, I would say that they'll win overall.
Yeah, they definitely want to keep those alive. If they start to fall, then it's going to be a problem for them.
As we see, Tanner does take the Stormbringer from Volibear. Might want to disable the turret here for a dive. Code probably like 10 seconds away from having final hour again. So we're able to wait for that cooldown. As we do see them trying to clear these waves, the Haymaker will come out, do a little damage to the minions. But now we sort of see the issue with this World Intercom not having the best wave clear for these Baron minions, but also on the side of on the side of the Akatsuki not really having the best push or lane presence. You know, basically everyone in this game is melee. You know,
Yeah,
even like the 3 range champions are all like 500 range.
Both of these teams are just 2 big meatballs, and they're just gonna run at each other.
Everyone's got to get in each other's face and hope they don't die. So I like the buy of the what is that item called? I like the Samir's build. I like the mythic choice. I mean, I know Samir's usually go that, but it definitely makes sense this game with how much damage and how much pressure Samir is most likely going to be under in these fights.
Yeah,
Immortal
and
Shield, though. Jesus
I think
Christ.
the tabbies are really good here as well.
Yes, I would agree. As really the only magic damage is Tanner, and Tanner going for the Zonia second means he's not going to be the biggest AP threat. Is most likely going for the Cosmic Drive after, so we'll be able to do a little more damage after that. But right now, in like a decently weak state, as we do see him face check into this bush, but is able to get out. As we see Xori does use the Vanguard's End and flows through that. I have no idea how he knew he was there. That was just a really clean
Yeah, I'm not sure if he saw him dash over the wall and
guess.
just thought like, oh, he's just backing there or not, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, might have seen him on the blue trinket there. But in any case, just a really good play from Exoria. Having to use Burn the Flash there, but does take the Gwen out. Now able to recall, is looking for a death stance, it appears, to stay alive in these fights more. As you see, Volibear is running into I think he froze.
Yeah, he may have DC'd there or froze or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if he wanted to stand still there against the Volibear running straight at him.
Could just be a next level bait. Never know, but probably not.
Definitely could be. I would assume not. As we are back into game, we do see a TP coming out. Sorry, don't worry. You didn't miss anything. Exoria TP'd in and everybody backed away. As we do see this dragon coming. This is starting right now.
And I mean, rightfully so. You see that Hyrelia TP in, and you do not want to fight it unless you're in a 3v1 situation.
As we do see this freeze coming. That's probably just from the game restarting. We do see Gwen TPing in here. As we are going to see a 5v5 for this dragon. As we see the Flash Stormbringer in, I don't know if that was the best. As we see the Showstopper come out, Samir just completely knocked out of this fight by Alistar. Samir in the middle of it all, not really going to be able to do anything, and they're just completely wiped off the board. Volibear just getting way too cheap, way too fast, completely washed off the face of the map. And, 30-second death timers now might just be the game. As we did see Tanner TP to this mid turret. Yeah, I mean, you just don't want to group up like that against Silas and Aurelia, Just not the most conducive. Honestly, I have no idea what happened in that fight. All I know is people were dashing around, people were doing damage,
That's
and
exactly
everybody on
what I
World
said.
Enders died.
It's just two meatballs that ran at each other.
Everybody was melee range of each other, and everybody on World Enders died. The game is looking like it's going to end. The Stormbringer comes out from Tanner. It probably doesn't matter. The Vanguard's End comes out as well, but the game is over. As we see people complaining about toxic behavior again. But hey, a win for the Akatsuki, nonetheless. As we are going to start the interviews now with World Enders first.
We won't bring in the Akatsuki though until after their game against me.
Yes, they are playing right after this, so we will not bring them in yet. So we are just going to be interviewing World Enders after their win against Dab Nation and their loss against the Akatsuki. Holy crap. Can they move up to like a closer channel? Here, I'll do this. As I can't like reach that far down in Discord. My Discord's stupid. Let's look at the damage chart real quick as well. I would assume Exoria did the most. That seems pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Here we are with World Enders. Guys, just want to start off with the Dab Nation game. Just a really well played game overall. Just sort of curious. It seems like the Akatsuki just sort of saw your Dab Nation game and banned all of the champs that you guys played in that game. for their game. So what is your thought on those bans coming into the second game?
Uh, Garen ban was warranted, I guess. Fucking monster champion, monster player, Garen. Diana, really strong champion. A lot of. So I guess those two bans were really good, at least. I don't know what did they ban third. Can't even remember.
What they banned third? They
They
did
banned
Diana Garen. Dilly, do you remember?
Who's
Rengar?
Rengar?
Oh,
Rengar.
Rengar, yeah.
Yeah,
Rengar.
yeah. You guys didn't play Rengar, obviously, but
Yeah, no, it was a valid strat, I guess, because I don't know, we haven't had that strong of a showing on in the other games, like where it was kind of close games and we won
mhm,
purely because we played better. I don't know. It was a good strat, I think.
mhm.
Yeah, the Vayne pick was good. We had a lot of bruisers early in the draft.
Yeah, Vayne Alistar was really good counter pick bot.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised you guys didn't ban Alistar. You know, seeing that Stu, at least this season, has most likely been playing like Pike, Alistar, and Thresh. Did you guys think he was most likely going to pick that game?
Yeah, we thought Thresh
Uh,
was going to be picked, so we banned that and didn't really care about Ali too much. I don't think Ali was that big of an issue this game.
Mhm. All right. And you know, I saw that there's a bit of heat being thrown that game between you guys and Tarum. What was going on there?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I think Tarim's it was a Tarim moment, as we like to call it. Like
Uh-huh.
yeah,
he's probably just mad he was inting or something. I don't know, bro.
yeah, I mean, he got
You can
gapped
ask,
and he said something
you
in
can
the
ask
watch
him.
out, and
You can
I
ask
don't
him when
know.
he comes in here. All I'm saying is no improvement for her, Terry. No improvement from her.
Damn. All right. Well, there you have it. Thank you, World Enders. Really good first game. Tough second game though, as Akatsuki does pull out the win. What's your guys' final game now? Or was that the last game of the season?
SES.
Oh, you're
SES,
against
I think, is the last game.
C's. All right. What is your guys' opinions on that team? Do you guys think you're going to be able to pull out the win? Or
Definitely think we're gonna pull out the win, but now that they've picked up the madman Toma of the Lights, it might be harder than it would have been. They
you
have,
think it?
right? He's playing for them, right?
Yes, he's their
Yeah.
jungler now. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a banger, as always.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that one. Thank you guys for joining us today, as we are going to now get ready for the next game, Akatsuki versus Damnation. Who do you guys think is going to win that one, by the way?
Oh, it should be Akatsuki.
Akatsuki, because I think they're better players. I don't know. We'll see though. Never
Nope.
know what happens. It's League of Legends.
My channel points again on DN, dude.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you for casting our game.
Yeah. Have a good night. Get some.